Okay, I mean, okay.
You're on.
This is just kind of a conversation piece for whatever, just out of interest. Today, somebody told me that it's interesting to go to the cave of Rabbi Tarfon. So on the way from Sfas to Meron, there's a little like a pathway that you like take a little right. And there's a little city there called Kadita. It's like an off the grid kind of like these neshamas that are over there. There's a cave of Rabbi Tarfon. But what's interesting is that on the way, just kind of Hashgacha Pratis saw it, there was a sign that it's the place where Rashbi's Idra was, where Rashbi taught the Talmidim. It was very, very powerful, very holy, like mamish location of Rashbi. And then, I mean, I guess if I'm talking and it's related to Mashiach, I'll just mention that I translated this little sefer, was put out by book, so I translated it into English. And the Rebbe said something interesting, which is that I'm sure some of you know better than me. Is it a Zohar or a Gemara that says that Mashiach will be revealed ba'ara de Golil? And then the Rebbe says that that's Sfas. So, and then this is just an interesting thing. I kind of mentioned it, but we're just talking live, so it might be interesting to you. It's an amazing thing. Literally, the apartment that I live in is called Mashiach Alley. And hundreds of thousands of tourists, they take a stop. The tour guides tell them, like even secular tour guides, tell them the story that there was a lady that lived here by the name of Safta Yocheved. Every day she would come up and she'd have 2 cups of tea. So people would say, why do you have 2 cups of tea? Says, well, 1 cup is for me and the other cup is for Mashiach. And this was a true story. And Mamish is like it's a location. I mean, we really have to do more with the location, like put out an association between Mashiach and mitzvahs, etc. But it's an amazing thing that's going on. And one last thing I'll tell you that I experienced today, very interesting. Some of you may not know this, but behind Rashbi is Hillel Hazaken. So that was a very powerful experience to go to Hillel Hazaken over there. Anyway, that's my my message. If anybody knows how Mashiach will be revealed, maybe first in 770, how the process is working between Sfas and 770, be interesting to know.
Good.
What's the general agenda? Do you usually have a speaker or something?
Yeah, so usually we have like a shtickle verbringen, and we discuss different things. And the first half an hour and the second half an hour is a Pel Mamish. So right now, I don't know if you know, there's a bacher that's going to be working now for the Minatzchim. His name is
Very nice.
Chaim Pekarski. He's the one that arranged the Chidon Mashiach with all the like 36 Mesiftas. Have you seen that?
Wow.
Tammuz,
Yeah.
beautiful thing. So he's going to do that, and he's going to be very involved, and we're very happy to hear that and excited. And so right now it'll be good if he comes on. Oh, that's what he did.
Wow.
This just
Amazing.
happened. Gimel Tammuz. So the one that made that is going to help the Minatzchim go forward and tackle to be Menatzeach, as they say.
Man.
So we have three. So we have a choice between. They were supposed to call the Machan Hamikdash. You know the Verena Bevinyani. You know the Machan Hamikdash in Israel. You're part of town. So his name is Markov or something. So someone was supposed to call him to see if he can do a small presentation. So it's between him and Rabbi Fine. What's his name? Finland? Not Finland. The Fine. That's not me. And there's a shliach that talks about the luchos, the whole thing about the luchos, where the luchos are.
Hmm.
So that's for next week. So come on next week for sure. So we're trying to have a speaker to come at least once a month. And that's one thing. Another thing we're working on a new project. It's going to be like podcasts or interviews, so to speak, live interviews. This will be broadcasted, afterwards. Obviously, it's like to wherever we can get it broadcast. Professionals, doctors, lawyers, whoever, people that are famous or not so famous, not yet, to and interview them where they see Mashiach in their life. You see it in their life, in their personal life, and in the world, and where the world is heading. Basically, bringing out the Mashiach, and his, and that's a specific, in his specific role, wherever he's a doctor or lawyer or whatever he's doing for a living. That is another thing. And then also we're working on the Yom Ion. This may Yom Ion Cheshvan. Hashem. Even if this galus already happens before then, be Yom Ion. So now we just have to come to a conclusion on what to name the titles of the Verbringers that's going to Verbring B'ez Hashem the next couple of months, 2-3 months.
Something that will be attractive, interesting, pique people's interest, so they want to join.
So Shelby can't get Chaim on. I mean, this is ridiculous. He's trying to get us the whole time. Now we need him. And this is amazing.
Because the idea is that our koyach is when we're together. That's the whole point of Minatzchim. Everybody is a shliach in their own mukim, and they're doing their work, and they're doing amazing things to bring Mashiach. But working together is where the power is. So we have to grow our numbers with people more involved and taking a greater interest in, slicing a little bit more of their lives out to do a united front to bring Mashiach and Shluchim from globally, including Tzas.
And maybe send that message out on the message board, like, this is that might like entice people. Otherwise, people might think, oh, this is just a group of people that are getting together. Like, they'll feel that, I need to be part of it.
Yeah. The problem is when you have a group that's very active, like I'm on many, many groups, I put them into archive, which I don't have the time to look at all the groups.
Right,
the brain thing. So I think for a lot of the people, they're part of the Minatzchim, but it's on their archive there. They don't open that group, it's like 5,000 messages unseen. So putting another one out saying, look, we're trying to wake everybody up is not enough. You have to go personal.
Right.
Yeah. So we really never wanted to be here. When we started the Minatzchim, it was 70 years. And was between it was Yud Shvat and Yud Aleph Nisan, and we were supposed to be out of business.
Amen.
And here we are. So how do you pique people's interest again to join forces and make it happen? Because no question that when we're together, we're more powerful. There's no question about that. It's just hard.
Right. Yeah.
And there've been many groups that got together to do things like this and try to push the envelope and tip the scales. And after a number of years, they got old. They got tired. But we don't have a choice because Netzach doesn't get tired.
Right. Well, first of all, if I can say, I mean, I actually look at most of the posts, so I think that, you're creating a consciousness and awareness. Sometimes, like when you're behind the scenes, you don't appreciate what you're doing. And you never know who's just looking at it and it's bringing the fact that there's shluchim that are doing, that are that itself is like already a big thing, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So it's definitely.
Definitely, that's true, 100%. I know a lot of Chevra, they say they watch the videos afterwards and things like that, but we want to up the ante over here.
I missed some of what you said, Rabbi Binyamin, said about you were looking to do videos. Did you have like
Interviews. We haven't. Yeah, I'm sorry. You were saying something.
No, I
Want
was
to know what that
asking like
meant?
what. Yeah, what's that project?
So
What's
it's a very exciting project. It's basically interviewing professionals, famous people, whoever, where they see Geula, where they see a redemptive lifestyle in their life, in their work
right,
that they do, and to share
right.
it with the Elam, share it with the world. So people should see it as it's something that it can happen to everything. Any person doesn't have to be a shliach. It can be any person that can find a Geula in his specific pratistic life. And that's what we want to do. That's basically what it is.
What's the forum of like how are you going to do it? We're going to put it on.
So,
Like, are you
so
going to have like
that's
a website?
right. So we're in the middle of discussing it. So the first thing we wanted to get, we just got the Chaim Pekarsky on board, which is very exciting. So that's where it's holding. So now it's middle of the summer. It's a bit harder. It's a bit busier now in the summer, but we're still working on it. Was the first thing was to get the speakers to come. And that will attract more of a crowd for shluchim, for anyone to join the Minatzchim. That's B'ez Hashem be once a month, maybe more often. We'll see, at least for now. But there was another couple of projects that we still didn't discuss in more detail. But it's the next thing, B'ez Hashem, that's going to happen. Do you have anything in mind? Do you have anything particular? You have someone that can be interviewed, or would you like to interview?
I mean, I think the thought that came to my mind is that if you have a website and it's an opportunity that people can put up interviews, a lot of people, there was this thing called Bill Gates said it was like some kind of like pour an ice bucket on top of you for
quarter mile. Continue straight to stay on the Real Memorial Drive.
Right. So and it went viral. So many people did videos of themselves. So I think the concept of people like maybe even doing a video of themselves about Geula, it could have a lot, like a very powerful like desire amongst a lot of people to do it. You just need a platform where like people can do it, they can do it easy, or you have like a link that Shluchim can share or put up your video. It has to be like a very exciting, like this is like showing how Geula is in your life. I mean, I think it's a great idea, and it's just about, that's kind of the concept of how to do it that comes to my mind.
There's different ways to do it. There's one that is where more
Right.
professional, you sit in a setting like the gem videos. The other way is to be like man on the street, or just everyone upload their own videos of where they say Geula and the like. They're very different.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
can be
Both
both.
really good. And you can
Yeah,
do like an
both
ice
are
bucket
good.
challenge where I challenge, I nominate such and such person to find the Geula in their life and share it with us.
Yeah, a Geula moment. Yeah, 100%.
But Reb Reuven, when he got on now from his car, we have a minion now. So
this is big.
we could say Kaddish Yosem on Golos now.
We already did that. Now we're starting Geula. Forget about Golos.
No, we have a minion.
The Kaddish was said already.
So what do we do with the minion?
You know, we're missing Chaim. Can you believe it? He's not going to forgive himself. He's not going to forgive himself.
Reb Reuven,
Yeah,
where are you coming in from? Los Angeles?
I'm right next to you. I'm in San Diego.
You have to come say hello. Sit next to have a seat right next to
I
me. Come
just
sit.
visited the Cabrillo Monument.
Yeah,
I brought my son on.
the Israel family. Did you see the name is Israel?
Such a beautiful, the tide pools there. I davened out there. How you going? Over here from, it's like right.
Oh, so Reuven, you will appreciate this. The end of Maseh, right? How does the Torah finish? Everyone will appreciate it. I'm saying.
Yeah, well, one second, I gotta mute myself here.
Anyway, so Maseh finishes off as Garden Yereche. Shabbos and Varchim Menachemov, right? What's the Invareach? That's one of the milos of Mashiach. Yirichem B'Yiras Hashem, right? So Punkt, Shabbos Avorchem, Menachem Mov, we're going into the Gula, we're going into the in of Yemaladas of Mashiach. We have the in of Yad and Yereiche. Isn't that interesting?
Ishmak.
My good word, no, Rebuvin? He's on one.
He's in Cabrillo. He can't talk to us.
Cabrillo. Okay. All right. What else is on the agenda? So let's see what else we can see. Let's see what else we can go through today, even without Reb Chaim. So does anyone have an idea what we should title the first shir, first, second, and third? Let's say it talks about the Beis Hamikdash, yeah? I'm not sure if it's going to be from the Machan Hamikdash or for Rabbi Feinland. What's the shir name?
That makes the difference. You can't title it before
So
you know
we
what
do
you're doing.
both. We do both. Like this we do both. Reb Chaim is going to be upset that we didn't talk about it. So it's just two names, two titles. If it's Machan Hamikdash, let's see what
Even though you have to talk to them and see what they want to present. Depending on what they're going to present, that's what you're going to get. I reached out to him to see if he spoke. Kendall told me he's going to speak to Markover today, and I didn't get a chance to see if he answered me because I was in a place where there was no reception. A few minutes, not for a few minutes.
Okay. So okay, and the one that Sandy said for the shliach, what's his name, Feinland?
Oh, Shmulik Kendall answered me. Let me see what he answered. Okay, can I check? Maybe we have an answer.
Drive carefully, Ruvain.
Okay, so the next things we have to think of is the other two titles. The second share was going to be about what? In the cave of the state of Gever? Right? Is that correct? Who was following the
Take
thread?
a look. Take a look at the group. I don't
Let me
remember.
see. Yeah, let me see over here. Yeah, I think it was in the cave of the state of Gever. Does anyone have any ideas how we can connect that to something imminent and something now? What's going to happen? No, it's really started now. It's something that's behavior. Something connected to the cave of the state of Gever with Mashiach. A title for
We made that
craft.
already. We made a title.
But he was saying, but Shachaim was saying it wasn't confirmed.
Confirm it. But then people, I thought my title wasn't bad. Zush's title wasn't either bad. And any of will upfragen the titles, so upfragen the title. You can only slug up the title if you come up with a better one. That was
right. What was yours? So what was yours?
They're on the chat. Das ist ein Scheich zu nächtige Geluyen. Das ist ein Heintisch und Gott anders.
Hey, Bezev, we have to switch the title.
Half mile, turn right on North Harbor Drive.
You see right now, you hear from Ruvain that there's a Isha behind him telling him what to do.
Oh, very good.
Just to save it together. And he does everything she says.
Zwei. Einer auf dem Computer, der andere, also, und alle anderen Jahren. What's the Indian? I asked Zusha, what's the Indian of the cave to save of government? When Mashiach comes, he says, ask everybody on the chat. Wer führt them by the nose? Versteh?
Okay, so you wrote, what does it mean?
My wife has been fetish. My wife has been fetish, not masking.
Gender madness. Is that good? Gender madness?
It's a big deal.
Because today's days, that's what the situation is. It's gender
100%
madness.
true.
And a lot of shluchim have to deal with this. So it's an interesting topic. But I think it's important on both ends. The poil mamish, what's the emes of Pirush benegay to it, and how it applies in our own lives, and how it applies also in
Continue on North Harbor Drive for 1 mile.
And how it applies also into the confusion that's out there.
I don't want to toot my own horn, but I uploaded a paper on that.
In other words,
Great topic.
I think most. What I'm saying is like this. I think most, because the world today has crazy things happening. Lubavitchers are shluchim, we have to deal with it. But I think most people are afraid to touch it. If you touch it, now to be, you don't want to be a bigot. I think the only way to deal with it, that's not only the only way, because you have no other Bereda, because that's the emes. There's a certain truth that's being said over here by these Shagoyim. It's just that they're tapping something, but they don't know what they're tapping. So they're confusing it and messing it up. Like, for example, the feminist movement, the way to deal with feminism was not to slug up the Indian or not the.
Reuven, we lost you there for a second, and your connection is not great. It sounds like you're in Cabrillo.
I am in Cabrillo. No, I'm out of Cabrillo already.
Are you driving past the military the cemetery over there? A lot of Yidden there. Say it's tefillah.
Yeah, we passed the cemetery already. By the neighbor, yeah. Now we're going back. We're staying in a hotel next to the airport.
Oh, beautiful.
For 2 days.
You have to come by and say hello. Label, you wanted to say something. Label was saying something. You missed it.
I uploaded a paper that basically explores the topic. If you take a look at a lot of virtually all the psukim that have to that deal with ladies, they're all connected to Ratzon. Eishes Chayil Teres Baila, Eishes Gever, Sha'asa Ali Kirtsono. They're all connected to Ratzon. If you explore that topic for a second, then a lot of things make sense. Ratzon is connected to higher than seichel, right? So women can multitask; they can do 2 to 3 things or 4 things at one time. Ratzon is connected to intuition. Abraham Tversky says a woman is not allowed to be a judge. Why? Because they intuit who's the guilty party before the evidence is presented. Indian of Ratzon is to take in and envelop. A lady takes in she goes into a room and she takes in the whole room at one time, where guys do a Seder Stassos, they find a safe corner and they go out a little bit at a time. Women are spontaneous. They're mamish built the energy with a higher fat content, so they could burn. They can, guys allocate energy. So if you want a guy to do something in the afternoon, you have to tell him in the morning. It's a whole different Seder Stassos. Guys determine their reality. Again, Seder Stassos. Women discover the reality. The positive mitzvahs that the guys do are all connected to things, tefillin, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. The things that ladies are connected to are ideas and things that are, in a sense, have a kind of a, experiential kind of aspect to them. So there's just a lot of things. One of the big differences, guys keep count. What do you call it? Guys keep count. I daven for the minute today, you daven tomorrow, or I daven yesterday, you daven today. Ladies don't keep count. They keep doing and doing and doing and doing until they feel like they're taken advantage of. But guys assume that the ladies are keeping count, so they'll ask and they'll mention in a general way, we need salt on the table. So the lady gets salt. We need water, so he gets water. By the third thing, she's saying, wait a minute, what am I, your slave? Well, he's figuring she's keeping count. So if she said, I did this, now you do this, guys have no problem with it. The Chachma is the Torah is wisdom of Shem, and Ratzon is the will of Hashem. So the mitzvahs are connected to Ratzon. So women don't have to do positive mitzvahs. Why? Because they're hardwired with Ratzon. The mitzvahs are the Ratzon of Hashem. They already have it. Guys have to get it. So the guys need things that bend their will to the Eibishter's will. Yeah, you wear tzitzis. It's 90 degrees out. You wear tzitzis. That kind of thing. So I realize this is kind of a rush. But
I noticed that at the last page here, you left it blank because you should tie it in with Mashiach. That's what this page is for.
No problem. The whole Indian is a revelation of Ratzon. It's mamish, the higher level of Ratzon. There's a Ratzon that's Korban of Ratzon that's Tainag, and be a mamish revelation of Tainag. Anyhow, but the point is that the information is there. We just got to package it in a way that people can relate to it. But in general, when men and women have difficulty with communications, it's not him or her, it's them. She's looking at it from a way of Ratzon, expressing to express. A guy's looking for a solution. He wants to give a solution. He wants to deal with the problem and get it off his desk. And it's a whole different halach. And so at the Mashiach site, there'll be a natural revelation of this ratzon and connection. And it won't have to be like forced, like the way guys have to do things, in a manner of breaking it down into little discrete parts and trying to put it together. It'll be a revelation, so that internal kind of connection we have to the Eibishter becomes external and it's permeated, in terms of how we go about our daily lives. So anyhow, I mean, it's very interesting. The Rebbe's position, for example, on that just call it Hena, that idea of the world says they don't have a lot of das, but the Rebbe says it's easy for them to get das. And interestingly enough, the Israeli army, uses women who need to watch the borders. Guys don't have the sitzfleisch to watch borders, to focus on what's going on in plants and trees and shrubs, and if any of them are moving. But women have that ability to connect and to stay connected and focus. So it's a perfect example of how the Rebbe's understanding is Pashat reality. So anyhow, I've said all the words I have for today. I use my writing. I don't know how to speak.
You use your feminine quality of speech.
Yeah, something like that. But yeah, it is fascinating.
Absolutely. There's stuff going on. The transition's happening right now, and
without a doubt.
That's what we want to do. We want to capture it and bring it to the fore. Now, Reuven got swallowed into Cabrillo National Monument. Looks like.
Okay.
His connection got weaker and weaker until we lost him.
As long as he knows where he is.
Yeah.
But
and Isaac, any other pointers before we call it a day?
Let's whoever came on. I mean, I think we have some new people that came on. You want to introduce yourselves? Do you have any ideas?
I can't hear you so well. You sound a little quieter than I would like.
You hear me now?
A little bit. It's barely, but I can read your lips.
You hear me now?
Salvazach. And Isaac, I remember you in Bunk Yud Dalit, you had a louder voice. What's happening now all of a sudden?
You hear me now?
Same thing. Okay, so what were you saying? Say it again. I'll listen. I'll try to repeat it for everybody.
No, I'm saying if you have people that came on, you have new Panim Chadashis. Maybe we can have people, introduce
Rabbi Karp.
Maybe to have some ideas.
Yeah, but usually Panim Chadashis, they don't like to share necessarily right away,
Okay.
Ezra has a good question. Ezra says he lives in a place people are not necessarily interested in learning about Mashiach, and how do we excite them?
Oh, you know what the answer is?
Now we hear you. What's the answer?
You know what the answer is? The answer is you have to excite yourself. Once they see you're excited about it.
Yeah, but there's not many people on the planet that's more excited than Ezra. So you got to find another angle to answer that question.
Maybe is a way to start opening their eyes. If your eyes are open, you have to teach it to them how to open their eyes.
That's true.
And if your eyes are not open, that means, we got to work on that. Once you work on that, you can give it over to the other person and show them how to do it. Open their eyes.
I would suggest to Ezra, here I go again, that he review or go to breakofdawn.info, and he'll see a lot of pretty miraculous kinds of things that illustrate, just like by Tanya, the Industrial Revolution was a reflection of a spiritual revolution. So now we're making cameras the size of grains of sand. We're seeing millions of light years into the universe. We're doing things. We're taking, amazing leaps in terms of technology and making it available to other people and sharing wisdom. So if you can show people that this is reflecting what's going on upstairs, and upstairs is the things are boiling. Rabbi Yisrael Altain Alav Shalom used to say that if you're raising something from the bottom of the lake, a ship or something, you don't see anything till the bubbles start reaching the surface. Well, right now we don't see the ship, but the bubbles are definitely reaching the surface, and we just have to remind people those are bubbles that we're seeing. Or similarly, another mashal is I tell people, Mashiach, I don't feel Mashiach. I said, if you're like oil that's being poured in the engine. For those of us who were in 770 and saw the Rebbe, the Galuyim pouring on top of us. We're at the top of the engine. Oil is pouring on top, and the guys at the bottom saying of the engine are saying, "Oh, I don't feel any oil. I don't feel anything." What are you talking about? And we're seeing all this stuff being poured down, these revelations. And so we're now finally at the bottom of the engine is getting to feel a little a little something. And we just got to take advantage of it and say what you're seeing and what you're feeling and what's happening is definitely Mashiach Zeit. So there's definitely a recognition that it can't be same old business, whether it's what's going on in the weather and or whether it's going on in politics or it's just it's beyond any kind of rational normal description. And it's obviously again another analogy. The chick is breaking through, the shell is cracking. It's phenomenal, and we just have to
The Rebbe saw it a long time ago. We're finally able to see it now a little bit.
Yeah.
And it's time for us to help everybody else in the world see it.
And so one way, like I said, go to breakitdown.info and just pick a couple of the topics and just show them to people that say this is an indication of a kind of a breakthrough in the reality that we're about to face, and that breakthrough is going to, in a sense, allow us to maximize and optimize all our kochos, including our ability to relate to the Eibusher. So.
Okay, everybody. Ezra, I hope you come away with something for that struggle. We should all struggle to get everybody to learn more about Mashiach. That's what we're in it for. But not long. Like before we hang up this call, it should happen already. Any last thoughts before we hit that red button? Zusha, are you ready in Montreal? Okay. It looks like he's in the tunnel. He's heading to New Jersey. All right. To be continued. More info to come. Stay tuned.
All right.
Tzlach Rabba. Shkoyach Reb Yaakov for joining us. And Mendy Majeski, even though camp is raging, going on wonderful, he's getting on with us.